This week, we here on the Realm of Vasten decided to do something totally different. Since we're in a holding pattern, still waiting for 116 to release, to mix it up, we started a 1-week build-off. After voting on a theme, alchemy, since there are no wizards in the Realm of Vasten, one out. The rules are: number 1, be finished by Saturday at 3 p.m. Number 2, build in an existing kingdom or along the road. Number 3, keep the main build approximately 32 by 32 in size. Landscaping around is fine. I decided to build my tower on the road, in a fairly empty spot near Monument to the Fallen. When thinking about my theme or how I wanted to utilize alchemy in my build, I started thinking about the war and about the supply chain. My lore and story will follow in just a bit. Judging will be on the following categories: 1, exterior; 2, interior; 3, landscaping; 4, lore or storyline; 5, wow factor. I'll leave you to watch the build in progress. It was a lot of hours on this one, but it was so much fun. I think the final product is well worth it. The witches of Helheim went insane. So much power coursing through their veins, their minds simply couldn't handle the transition. It was a side effect their creator, the elf scientist Tanisa Umelee, never considered. As time went on, the witches scattered across the landscape, attacking and killing humans when they could, lashing out at anything resembling their former selves. One small gaggle of witches were living in the hills near a Monument to the Fallen when, for them, everything changed. 3 sisters, all nameless, as were all insane witches, lived in the filth of a cave, brewing their potions. One day, the eldest sister was stomping through a river near the cave, looking for a pufferfish, when she was startled. A zombie stumbled out from behind a tree near her. Zombies truly held no challenge for an experienced witch, but she was so entranced in her efforts to scoop up a fish, she lost her footing and fell backward into a school of puffers. All the random potions from her satchel spilled into the water, mixing and sloshing in the water. The zombie descended on her, teeth gnarling, fingernails scratching. The witch had enough senses about her to kill the zombie, but not before it had done some damage, slicing her skin, biting open wounds. The eldest sister lost consciousness in the water. She opened her eyes. The world was so dark. She heard voices calling for her, but they were so far off. She was floating. She sat up, and suddenly the world was so bright. "Here, here," she called her sisters. She was sitting waist-deep in water, chilled to the bone, but feeling alive. Her sisters emerged through the bushes. Their eyes, she thought, they're so crazy. The younger sisters stomped into the water, their tattered clothes splashing in the magenta, lime, and blue-colored water all over them. Why is the water... Oh, my potions! She reached for her potion satchel, but it was emptied completely. All her potions had mixed in with the river water. Surely that should have killed her, but yet, maybe it was the underwater breathing potion that had saved her life, the potion of healing that had healed her zombie bites, the night vision potion that had made the sun so damn bright. Her sisters. Wait, get out of the water! She saw droplets of the water almost go in slow motion, flying through the splashes, going in the sister's mouth, eyes, nose. She struggled, and finally herself and the sisters got out of the water, though their clothes and their hair and their skin was completely drenched. The youngest sister began shaking her head. It was as if she was trying to knock something out. "Stop, stop," the older sister said, grabbing her sister. As she grabbed her head and looked into her eyes, they began to clear. Her eyes started to focus and become aware. "What is happening?" the young girl said, her voice so different. There was no anger, no rage, no crazy shrieks. I don't," they heard a gasp from behind. "What is happening to us?" The third sister had apparently experienced the same effect. The 3 witches, no, maybe not witches, they were something else now, embraced and began to laugh. The water nearby regained its clarity as it drained back into the river. That particular mixture of random potions and random amounts never could be replicated. The 3 sisters took the name Umelee. As time went on, the Umelee sisters came to realize their creator never intended them to be insane and was just attempting to help humans. They regained their humanity, their sanity. They pledged to help mankind as their elven woman they referred to as Mother always wanted. They recruited help from the nearby Monument to the Fallen to build a massive alchemy plant to mass-produce potions for the Nether War, draining water from a nearby lake and mixing potions for the war effort. In time, these former witches, the Umelees, became known as heroes of the war effort and celebrated across the land. My goodness, I had fun with this build and with the storyline that accompanied it. It took me about a week of the amount of playtime that I get to do this whole thing, and also a lot of it was spent coming up with the ideas and figure out exactly how we're going to incorporate lore and the story. And I also really wanted to have some cool pulls of this colored glass that we have, so I tried to figure that out as well. But yeah, I think it turned out really well. So I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to leave you with the rest of the time here just checking this out. A couple notes about the actual Minecraft build. I really wanted to keep some unity between what we've done before and this. So I used the exact same pipe design that I've used both in the end and in Gravenwall, because I think that that's kind of cool. If you go all over the world, you kind of see some of the same things. And also, it's a pipe design that I've done before that I know works, so that's good too. So I went with the black nether brick and the andesite sort of casing around it. I think it's worked out really well. Towards the end of this, you'll see I added in some sugarcane farmland, some landscaping. I probably, if I could, I would probably come back and add, and I probably will at some point, add some more sort of cauldrons to hold this stuff, because the idea is that people are going to come from all over the world and pick up some of these potions and like transport it to the battle, to the front lines, right? So we probably need some sort of giant casing, almost like ale or like beer kegs, I guess, that would work really well. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the storyline. I hope you enjoyed the rest of the time lapse. I'll let the music play, but thanks so much for coming by. I really do appreciate it. Drop me a like if you don't mind, and subscribe. It's always a good time here on the channel. And I'll see you next episode from the Realm of Vasten. Enjoy the rest of the build.